All right, this is section 10.5, and we are going to deal with things called tangents. And I'll just write it down here. With circles. Now, we did sine, cosine, and tangent, but this tangent really does, I don't think, it has anything to do with the tangents and sine, cosine, and tangent, okay? What it basically is, we've talked about a diameter. A diameter goes through the center, but it's also a what of the circle. We mentioned this earlier today, even. It's a chord, right. So a diameter is a chord. A radius, what about a radius? Is radius a chord? No, it's just a line segment that goes from the center to the circle itself. So we've talked about two different types of things. We've talked about a regular chord, goes from here to here, that doesn't hit the center of the circle. And we talked about diameter. This thing is a tangent, so it's a line. But what it does, it doesn't go through the circle, doesn't go through the center, okay? It doesn't go outside the circle like this. So what do you think? If it doesn't go through here, it doesn't go outside, that's right. It only hits the circle where? Boom, right there. Okay? So it hits the circle at just how many points? Just at 1 point. Because if it hit at 2 points, then it would be doing what? Going, well, what would it be going through? It would be going, I just said it, would be going through the circle, okay? It doesn't go through the circle. It just touches the circle at 1 point. You follow me?
Yes.
That's a tangent, all right? So that thing right there is a tangent. So any line, I could keep doing this all day if I wanted to. Not going to, but you could see. I could draw tangents all over the place. Let's just do one more just to see. All right, so let's say I wanted to come from, I don't know, from here. All right, so if I started from this point right here, I could hit the circle actually at two different points. I could hit it right there, couldn't I? Or I could hit it down here. I'm not going to get into that just yet. I will pretty soon. But that would be a tangent as well. All right, do you see it? All right, so those are tangents of a circle. They don't go through the circle. They'll never be a diameter, right? Because a diameter actually goes through the circle. It's never going to be a chord because a chord hits the circle at two different places. So we give it a special name. We call it a tangent. Let's talk about this point right here. This point where it's actually hitting the circle. All right, it's called a point of tangency, right? Point of tangency. I think it's, what's that? It's right there. You can't see it? Okay. All right, so that's called the point of tangency. And of course, it's a point, so what kind of a letter do we assign that? Capital letter. Okay, we'll use it A, and watch this. Yeah, I probably should. That's a good idea. That'll make Ryan happy.
Yes, it would.
All right, so it's a line. So a tangent, listen please, a tangent is a line. It keeps on going forever and ever, all right? It is a line. So how do we label a line? With 2 points, right? So here's 2 points. And to tell you the truth, in order to name the tangent, the point of tangency doesn't absolutely have to be one of those points, but you have to see that it does hit the circle just at 1 point. So it's a line. It seems like it's been a while since we've written that kind of stuff, but that's what it is, all right? So AB is a tangent. Why? Because it hits the circle, intersects the circle at how many points? 1 point, okay? That makes it a tangent. Okay, now we have two circles here. We're still going to talk about tangency, but what I want to do is I want to draw a line that's tangent to both of the circles. Okay? Think we can do that? I don't know. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to do it like that, am I?
No.
So can I do it to both of those? Yeah, I could try at a different angle. I could do this. Watch. So from that particular point, what? Yeah, but we don't really use that word. But in the sense that you know about similarity, sure, you could think of them like that. But I don't think anybody says, that. Let's see. Am I getting it right now? I still got to move this over. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. It's the first time I've tried that. There you go. That's not too bad, right? So what have we done right here? Let's put this. Okay, it's tangent to this circle, right? There's a point of tangency, and it's tangent to this circle as well. So we say that this is a common tangent. That's what they call this. So if it's tangent to both of the circles, it's in common with both of the circles. So we call it a common tangent. All right, so you may see that word. That's not That's not super, super important, but it's close enough. All right, let's draw a couple other circles here. Let's pause, resume. Okay, now I've got two circles here again. All right, it doesn't matter what size they are. I just made them different sizes just to make them look different. I want to draw a common tangent. Okay, but on that other thing that we just saw, I'm not going to go back to it, but on that other thing we saw, it hit both circles in two different points, didn't they? How can I arrange these circles so I can have a common tangent at just one point? I want it to be common with both of the circles at one point. Overlap? If I overlap like this? Put them next to each other? Well, I thought they were next to each other before. They're next to each other. Make them touch, share a point. I like that, the way she said it, where they share one point. So I move it over about right there. Do you see that? Now what can I do? I can draw a tangent. Let's go different color again. I can draw a tangent, hopefully, and then where do I don't go like this because it's not tangent to the second. It's not tangent to any of them, is it? I'm not going to go like that. Technically that's a tangent, but is it tangent to both of the circles? No, it's not a common tangent. So common tangent that it hits at one point would be about right there, all right? And we'll just put a little dot, and there you go. That represents, okay, common tangent. Make sense? That's pretty easy, isn't it? So let's write that down just so we remember. What do they call this? It's common tangents. Well, it's just a common tangent with a common point, right? All right, just goes. It's tangent to both circles at the same point. We'll just say it that way, okay? So this tangent, it's tangent to the circle at the same point. They both share the point of tangency right there. Okay, here's another situation. You got the two circles next to each other. We want to do common tangents, but how many common tangents do these two circles have with each other? That's what we want to do. 4? Okay. Did you just look in the book, or you just know? All right, good. All right, so watch. Let me try to draw this. So I'm gonna have to draw the line and then kind of mess around with it a little bit. So I have to take this down like that, bring that up a little bit. I don't think there's a better way to do this. I'm not sure. Does that look all right to you? Yeah, that's good enough. So there's one. Agreed? Let's do another one. That would be 2. Now this might be a little quicker if I just try to draw it, but it wouldn't look as nice and neat though, would it? Did you see that there's a show going to be on like history or A&E, I don't know, something like that, about OCD? About people that are OCD, yeah. Looks pretty interesting. Did you ever watch the Hoarder show?
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? But, I mean, people people can't help it. Some of those people, you know. You look at them and you say, oh, they're just slobs, but sometimes they can't help it. I mean, there's something in their mind that's just not allowing them, you know, to live like everybody else. So, anyway, there's 2. Where would the rest of them be? Yeah, it'd be like, all right, it'd be like that. Again, I'm taking too long on this, but I've started. Might as well finish it, right? Okay, so there's another one. And then where's the other one going to be?
On the diagonal, but on.
That's right. Now notice, I can't just draw any old line, can I? All right, this tangent. It has to be specific. That's why, that's why I got to take this and make sure it touches here. And then I got to take this and make sure it touches here. All right, so probably a better way to do that. But see, every time I move one, the other one moves until I get it at just the right angle. So it does have to be, and that's off a little bit, but you get the idea. So there are 4 tangents. There are 4 common tangents. Listen, please. Listen, please. Okay, thanks. But let's listen. These are 4 common tangents to these 2 circles, okay? So far, all we've done really, we haven't done any real math yet, have we? We'll do that in a second. But all these are just common tangents. So we got to go through the vocab stuff first, all right? Let's go to the next video for the next